I'm not sure how long I've been walking. It feels like days, but when I glance at my phone, only an hour has passed. The streets are empty, and the silence is unnerving. I don't even hear the usual hum of traffic or the rustle of leaves in the wind. It's as if the world around me is holding its breath. I pull my jacket tighter around me, trying to shake the feeling that something's wrong. I'd been walking home from work, like I do every evening. The same route, the same steps, nothing special. But tonight, everything feels off. The sky is unusually dark for this time of day, and there's a cold breeze that I can't explain. It's almost as if the air is charged with something I can't name, but I can feel it creeping closer with each step. And then, I hear it. A whisper. I freeze, looking around. Nothing. No one. I tell myself it's just the wind, but my skin prickles with unease. I shake my head and continue walking, trying to convince myself that it's just my imagination playing tricks. The city is full of strange noises, after all. But then, it comes again. Asterisk, don't go home, asterisk. The voice is soft, barely audible, but it's clear enough for me to hear. I stop again, my heart pounding in my chest. This time, it's not the wind. Someone or something is out there. I take a deep breath, trying to steady my nerves. Maybe it's just someone messing with me. A prank. I turn around, half expecting to see someone standing there, but the street is still empty. My footsteps echo in the silence. The feeling grows stronger now. It's as if I'm being watched. The air feels heavier, like something is pressing down on me. I look up at the streetlights, trying to focus on something familiar, something comforting. But instead of the usual warm glow, the lights flicker. They dim and brighten, as if struggling to stay on. And then, just as I turn the corner, I hear it again. Asterisk, turn back, asterisk. This time, the voice is louder. Clearer. It's not just a whisper, it's almost like it's coming from inside my head. My breath catches in my throat. My hands start to shake. I glance around again. I can feel my heart racing now, the beats loud in my ears. Something isn't right. I need to get out of here. I start walking faster, my pace quickening. I don't know where I'm going. I just know that I need to get away from whatever that voice is. But as I walk, I realize I'm not moving forward. I'm not getting any closer to my apartment. The buildings around me, the streets I've walked 100 times before, they're changing. It's subtle at first. The corners seem to shift, the shadows grow longer, and the familiar faces of the city start to fade. Everything is warping, bending out of shape, like the world around me is slowly dissolving. I stop in my tracks, feeling the bile rise in my throat. My breath is shallow, my head spinning. My feet feel like they're sinking into the pavement, as though I'm walking through thick mud. I try to turn around, but the street behind me, my street, is gone. There's nothing there but an endless stretch of darkness, an empty void that shouldn't be. Asterisk, you should have listened, asterisk, the voice whispers again, this time directly in my ear, as though it's standing right behind me. I whip around, heart pounding, but there's nothing there. I'm alone. Or at least, I thought I was. That's when I see it. A figure, barely visible, standing in the distance. I can't make out its features, but it's tall, cloaked in a dark, tattered robe. Its face is obscured by a hood, but I can feel its gaze on me. It's not the way a person would look at you. It's a cold, predatory stare, like an animal watching its prey. My blood runs cold. I know I should run, but my legs are frozen, rooted to the spot. Every instinct in my body is screaming at me to move, to get away. but I can't. The figure takes a step forward, then another, slowly closing the distance between us. The air around it shimmers, distorting, like heat rising from the ground, but I know it's not heat. It's something far worse. Something unnatural. Asterisk, why didn't you listen? Asterisk, the voice says again, now more urgent, more insistent. I want to scream, to fight, to do something, anything. But I can't move. I can't breathe. It's like the air itself is holding me in place, pressing against my chest, suffocating me. The figure steps closer, and I feel a chill crawl up my spine. I try to speak, but no words come out. My throat is dry, constricted. I feel like I'm going to collapse, but still, I can't move. Then, without warning, the figure reaches up and pulls back its hood. I don't want to look, but I can't look away. I'm frozen, staring into the darkness of its face. And that's when I see them. Eyes. Countless eyes, all over its face. Eyes of every size, every shape, some normal, some elongated, some deformed, all staring back at me. They blink in unison, twitching like they're alive, like they're watching me, waiting. I can't breathe. I can't think. My mind is screaming, but my body refuses to move. It's getting closer, and I can feel the coldness creeping into my bones. The darkness around me grows thicker, like the figure is pulling me into its own shadow. And then, just as it's within arm's reach, the voice speaks again. Asterisk, you shouldn't have gone this far, asterisk. The words don't make sense, but they don't need to. I know exactly what it means. I made a mistake. A loud crack echoes through the air, and the ground beneath me shakes. I look down, and for the briefest second, I see the pavement begin to split open. Dark tendrils, like black vines, crawl up from the cracks, wrapping around my legs, pulling me down into the earth. I scream. I thrash. I try to pull away, but it's no use. The tendrils tighten, coiling around me like a snake, dragging me further down. And then I hear it again. The voice. Asterisk, it's too late now, asterisk. My mind starts to spiral. I'm sinking deeper and deeper into the darkness, the figure's eyes staring at me, unmoving. The tendrils are all around me now, pulling me under, suffocating me, and I know, without a doubt, that I'll never escape this place. And then everything goes black. The next thing I know, I'm waking up in my bed, drenched in sweat. My heart is pounding, my body shaking. I sit up, gasping for air, but I don't know what's real anymore. Was it a dream? Was it a nightmare? Or was it something else? I look around my room, my eyes scanning the shadows in the corners, but there's nothing. No figure. No whispers. But as I sit there, trying to convince myself it's over, I hear it. A whisper, soft and insistent. Asterisk, you should have listened, asterisk. I freeze, every hair on my body standing on end. I turn around, but the room is empty. It's just me. Or is it? End of part 1. I can't shake the feeling that something's wrong. The whisper. The voice. I know what I heard. But as I sit in my bed, staring at the empty room, I start to question myself. Was it just a dream? Maybe it was just a hallucination, the kind you get when you're under stress. I've been working late lately, and maybe I'm just exhausted. But deep down, I know it's not that simple. My body still trembles, my skin prickles, as though the very air in the room is charged with something alive. I glance at the clock. 2:34 a.m. The darkness outside my window seems thicker now, as if the night itself has come alive, pressing against the walls. The shadows seem to stretch and move, dancing just beyond the edges of my vision. I try to focus, but the more I look, the more the darkness shifts, blurring at the edges, like the room itself is twisting. My breath catches in my throat. Something is wrong. I get up from the bed, my legs unsteady beneath me, and make my way to the window. The street outside is empty, not a soul in sight. The usual hum of the city is gone. All I hear is the distant sound of wind rustling through the trees, but even that feels wrong, as if it's whispering something I can't quite make out. I draw the blinds closed and turn back to the room, but as I do, I freeze. A shape in the corner. It's hard to make out at first, just a shifting, vague figure, but then, just for a second, I swear I see eyes. Dozens of eyes, blinking in unison, shifting in the darkness. My heart skips a beat. The same eyes I saw in the figure from the street, the thing that had been watching me, waiting. My stomach turns, a cold wave of panic crashing over me. I force myself to look away, but the image of those eyes lingers, burned into my mind. I try to move, but my body feels heavy, like I'm wading through water. The room closes in around me, the walls seeming to draw closer with every breath I take. It's just your mind playing tricks, I tell myself. Asterisk, you're just tired. You're not really seeing things, asterisk. But the whisper comes again, barely audible, but unmistakable. Asterisk, you didn't listen, asterisk. I turn toward the sound, but there's nothing. No one. And yet, the air is colder now. I can feel it against my skin, a chill that isn't natural. Asterisk, it's just a dream. Just a dream, asterisk. But when I close my eyes, the whisper comes again, this time louder, more insistent. Asterisk, turn around, asterisk. I freeze, heart hammering in my chest. Slowly, hesitantly, I turn. Standing in the doorway, in the dim light spilling from the hallway, is the figure. The one from the street. The one with the countless eyes. It's taller now. The figure is taller than before, its shape more defined, its presence more oppressive. Its eyes are still there, hundreds of them, blinking in sync, all staring at me. And as I look into them, I feel my mind starting to unravel, as if something is reaching into my thoughts, pulling them apart, piece by piece. I try to scream, but no sound escapes my mouth. I try to move, but my legs won't obey me. The figure takes a step forward, and with each step, the room grows colder. The shadows lengthen, creeping along the floor, up the walls. Asterisk, you should have listened, asterisk, the voice repeats. It's coming from everywhere now, echoing in the corners of the room, inside my head, in my bones. I feel something brushing against my leg, soft, like a whisper of wind, but when I look down, I see nothing. The air grows thicker, heavier, pressing down on me like a weight. My heart races, but I can't breathe. My chest is tight, suffocating. Why didn't I listen, I think. Asterisk, it's too late now, asterisk, the voice says. And with that, the room starts to change. The walls seem to warp, bending inward. The floor beneath my feet cracks. Deep fissures appearing where none should be. It's as if the room is being pulled apart, and the air smells strange, metallic, like blood. I try to run, but my legs feel like they're filled with lead. The figure's presence presses down on me, suffocating me with its cold. It's not moving, not physically, but I can feel it getting closer. I can feel it reaching into me, into my mind. The whisper comes again, a soft, mocking tone now. Asterisk, it's too late to turn back, asterisk. And suddenly, I'm not in my room anymore. I don't know how it happens, but one moment, I'm standing in my bedroom, and the next, I'm somewhere else, somewhere cold, dark, and unfamiliar. I'm standing on a street that looks nothing like the one I know. The buildings are decayed, their windows shattered, their facades crumbling into dust. The air is thick with the smell of rot, of decay, of something ancient and forgotten. The street is empty, no sign of life anywhere. I hear a sound, soft at first, like a whisper on the wind, but then it grows louder. Footsteps. Footsteps behind me. I turn quickly, but there's nothing. No one. The footsteps continue, a rhythmic, steady pace, and I realize that they're not mine. The sound is coming from behind me, but when I turn around again, I find myself face to face with the figure. It's standing right in front of me now, blocking my path, its countless eyes staring down at me. I can feel its gaze like 1,000 needles in my skin. Asterisk, you should have listened. Asterisk, it whispers again, its voice like 1,000 voices speaking in unison. I try to speak, to scream, to ask what it wants, but my voice betrays me. The words catch in my throat, unable to escape. The figure reaches forward, and with its long, bony fingers, it grabs hold of my arm. The touch is cold. Colder than anything I've ever felt. Like ice cutting through my skin. It feels like my very bones are freezing, like I'm being pulled into the void with each passing second. Asterisk, it's not too late, asterisk, the figure says, its voice now low, almost comforting. But there's nothing comforting about it. There's only the overwhelming sensation that I'm losing myself, slipping away into whatever nightmare this is. And then, the darkness takes me. I wake up again. But this time, things are different. I'm not in my bed. I'm not in my apartment. I'm in a place that I don't recognize, a place where time doesn't seem to exist. The sky above is black, not with clouds, but with something else. Something alive. I can feel it pressing against me, around me, as if the very air is watching, listening, waiting. The ground beneath me is cold, like stone, and the silence is suffocating. There's nothing here. No sign of life. No trees, no buildings. Just endless darkness and this overwhelming sense of isolation. I stand up, my legs shaking, and take a few tentative steps forward. The moment I do, the ground trembles, and I feel something in the distance, a presence, a force stirring. And then, I hear the whisper again. Asterisk, you should have listened, asterisk. This time, the voice is different. It's not distant, not echoing from the darkness. It's right next to me. A breath, a low whisper, in my ear. I whip around, but there's no one. I'm alone. And yet, I feel it. I feel the presence closing in. It's coming for me, and this time, I know it won't stop until it has me. Asterisk, you can't escape, asterisk, the voice says, now unmistakably close. Asterisk, you never could. Asterisk, I turn, running as fast as I can. The darkness seems to follow me, creeping along the edges of my vision, closing in, suffocating. I can hear it, feel it, right behind me. I can't escape. I know it. And then I see it. The figure, standing in front of me, blocking my path. And this time, it's not just a figure. It's something else. Something much darker, much older. Its eyes are no longer just eyes. They're openings, black voids, sucking in the light, drawing me in. I stop dead in my tracks. And I hear it again, this time louder, clearer than ever. Asterisk, it's too late now, asterisk. End of part 2.